Okay, let's go ahead and step things up a little bit. And we're going to animate a melt deformer on an object. So I'm going to choose, I guess we'll go back to the cylinder. Why not? And we will put the lines back on again. It's really helpful to see those lines so that you can really get a better idea of what you're doing. And also it will remind you that you have to add some segments. So I'm going to go ahead and increase these quite a bit so we get a nice melt. And I'm going to turn this guy into an editable mesh. And now we're going to go and add a melt deformer. Now, with the melt deformer, we have some categories that we're going to actually animate. And primarily, it will be the strength. And we can animate anything that has a little dot here, as you see here. So, for example, if I were to adjust the strength of the deformer, it will increase how much it will apply the melt. Likewise, we have a radius and some other randomness we can add. Let's go ahead now and take the melt deformer and drop it onto our cylinder. So click and drag until you see the downward pointing arrow. And right away you see the cylinder melting. And we can take the strength slider now and we can go ahead and just see what we're going to get. Now it's fun when you do this manually, of course, but we're going to actually animate this now using the power slider and some keyframes. So let's talk about some of the parameters we have first of all. I'm going to go ahead and increase the strength. Let me just go ahead and frame this a little bit. And we can talk about the radius. As you see here, the radius gives us the ability to choose, how much of this is going to be affected by the strength. All right. And whether it's going to completely flatten it out by the time it gets to 100% or not. So we can go ahead and do both. We can even add some randomness to it as well. And we can add radial randomness as well. And now if we take all the randomness out, it gives us a perfectly flat pancake. So if you want that effect, like let's say you want to, show maybe the creation of a coin, being stamped down, then you can go ahead and take the randomness out. We also have the melted size. So how much of a pancake are we going to get? And we also have noise. And think about noise as randomness. So whenever you have a random element in anything, whether it's Photoshop or this application, noise is always going to jitter or add some extra randomness to things. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the strength on 0. I'm going to leave everything else as it is for now. And I'm going to make sure I'm on the first frame here, which is frame 0. Let me go ahead and move the power slider over a little bit. And here is the strength parameter. So I'm going to go ahead and click on strength, as you see here. And this is the circle we want to right click on. So right click, we're going to go to animation, add keyframe. So we've keyframed the strength at 0% on frame 0. Let's go ahead and manually scrub to, let's say, frame 30. And what we could do now is we can change the parameters of the strength. So let's go ahead and make it, let's say, about 69 or so. Right click again on strength, animation, add a keyframe. Now we know we did it right because we'll see the keyframes inside the power slider. And when we scrub the little playback head here, whoop, check it out. All right, so we can go ahead and play now. I'm going to go ahead and press this play button. And we have just animated a deformer. Now I'm going to go to frame 60 and we're going to pretty much undo this. So we're going to go back to our melt parameter and we're going to go to our strength. Let's put this back at 0. Right click, animation, add keyframe, and let's scrub again. So hopefully this quick little lesson on how you can animate the properties of a deformer will be handy for you. Now go ahead and experiment on your own and animate some of the other properties. Don't forget, just choose the effect that you want or the parameter and simply right click on a little dot and you can go ahead and animate that particular property.